Okay, so now I'm gonna carry on with my woven technique of the piggyback perm. So I've just taken my section and I'm splitting the weave. Hook that weave out and under, so it's out my way. I'm going to let the next section fall down. I'm going to go through there with my weave. Again, I'm going to hook that out and under the way. And then in here, I'm going to put my blue roller. I'm going to wrap that out and under the way. I'm literally just going to follow this technique all the way up the whole section. And that one up. So always in the bottom weave, I'm adding my blue roller. For the moment, my top weave is getting tucked out of the way on each section, just to keep it really neat. I'm going to let that top weave down. Again, I'm going to tuck it out of the way through there. I'm going to pull that one out of the way again. So we've just got all the blue ones sitting in with each section in between that the red roller is going to be tucked away nicely. just wove that one a little bit too thick. So I went back in and changed it. Again, I want to keep the balance quite nice. She's got quite long hair. Again, that top weave, I'm going to tuck out the way. And I'm just really looking at my sectioning, making sure it's really nice and neat. Looking at the top weave, looking at the bottom weave. So when this happens and there's some layers in the hair, so you can definitely see, and these little bits are going to fall out. If you just get your pintail comb, so I'm going to try and wrap it this way, it might not work. You just hook them under and hold them in and wrap them with the comb in it and pull the comb out. They should carry on wrapping up really nicely into the roller. I don't normally do it at that angle, so it's a little bit more difficult. But just to show you how you hook that back under. So again, that was the top weave, so we're going to slide that out of our way, and then our last one's going to go in here. So just weaving my last blue into this section. Get it in there nice and tight. Right, so what I'm going to start doing now, and as I finished at the top, let's work our way from the top down. So got my section from the top weave, put my end paper in, hooking that red roller in here, taking the end paper right to the end, and then with, again, good tension, I'm just really tightly rollering it down, and this one's going to fit here. So letting out each section, and you want to make sure you're not taking any from the one underneath. I think that's pretty good. Comb the hair out. The other thing I would say is always try and work with most of your tools in your hands, keeping your comb in your hand. Pulling that right to the end, so I've lost a little bit of hair there. So what I'm going to do is just roller it down. I'm going to bring that hair up. Once again, I'm going to try and hook that out of the way. Wrap that hair and hold it as I roller it in. Got a few more poking through here from the layers that are in there. But again, I'm just hooking them in with my pintail comb and rollering them round, so they all go into that roller really nice and neatly. So my ends are starting to dry out a little bit, and a nice little tip is just to spray your end paper and bring that to the end, and that drags the water free to the hair, stretching it right down, and then with good tension, again rollering the hair up. So you can see now how the piggyback is starting to form. So it's obviously called the piggyback perm for how we give piggybacks as well. You've got generally the smaller person upon the bigger person's back. So we've got the bigger roller at the bottom and the smaller roller sitting on top. But just to say again that this technique by weaving it, again, is my preferred technique, and this is purely because you get that softer finish. Some people think perms are very dated and they're not bothered about learning it at all. I think having the theory of perm is really, really important, and you know, to hold the knowledge of how you would achieve this on somebody is only going to develop your career further. I don't know if perms will come back anything like they were. I don't know whether they should. Technology now is just so developed in the way of, you know, products that we can use that aren't really damaging our hair anymore. As long as, I think perms are just seen as, because of the 80s, where everyone bleached their hair and permed their hair, they're really just seen as you know, a product that is just going to really damage the hair, tie the hair. But like I talked about in my theory before we started the lesson, as long as you're analysing the hair well enough before you're doing the perm, then I would like to think that, you know, you don't have to damage the hair any further, as long as you choose the right perm for the hair type that you're doing, and pre-treat the hair if it needs treating. Most definitely some hair is beyond perming, and you shouldn't, like very bleached hair and things like that. But you know, as long as you've got the backbone knowledge about what perm you need to select and why you need to select it, then you can't really go wrong. This section through here has got a really awkward short layer, which you can see as I'm rollering it, it's just poking out. I don't know why that's in the hair. There we go. So I'm just hooking that over with my comb and looping it in. So that one's just gone too baggy, so I'm just going to stretch it a little bit tighter and firm it up with the... So again, I'm just going to show you these two sections before I move on and do the rest of the head. I'm just going to do that by bringing... So you can see how all the blue ones are sitting into the head and the red ones are sitting on top of it. So that's the first section on that side, and then the middle section as well that I've done so far. So I'm going to finish off the perm. I'm going to do this section and this section. Then I'm going to move on to either side, one side and then the other, and then I'm going to work away across the top. The other thing to consider is that I'm at the back weaving everything back. If the lady has got a fringe or she wants the curl to fall upon her face, You might want to start weaving them forward so that it does fall onto the face, but that's only if there's a requirement to do that. Otherwise, I would suggest weaving it back. So I will show you once I've done all those sections and show you the finished look, and then I'll stop it again, I'll neutralise it, and I'll show it you once it's completely finished. Right then everybody, so this is the finished product. I have gone through every section. I've done exactly as I did over the rest of the hair. So I've taken my horizontal section, no wider than the blue roller. I've woven everything out. I've put all the blue ones in, sectioning the red ones to the side. And then once I finish that section, I've gone back down that section and secured my red rollers in. So that is the full head permed. Now I'm going to put the perm lotion on, leave it for 20 minutes and then neutralise it. Once I've done that, I will start recording again and you can see the finished look. Okay, so before I neutralise it, I'm just going to undo one of my rollers. I'm going to bring that out and I'm just checking that there's enough movement and bounce within that section, and it's created the S shape that I'm looking for, which it has. So I'm happy with that, and now I'm going to neutralise. Right then, so I've rinsed off the perm lotion that I applied. I've rinsed it for 5 minutes as the manufacturer's instructions said, and I'm just going to go through and apply the neutraliser now. I've really blotted the hair as much as I can. So I'm just applying now the neutraliser. So through this, I'm aiming to use 2/3 of the bottle. I'm making sure I'm getting every roller as I apply the product, just like I did with the perm. And I'm sort of whizzing over the roller 2 times, making sure it's got enough neutraliser in there, trying to catch as many drips as I can. So I'm just going to whiz a little bit extra over the whole lot, really making sure the neutraliser gets on it all. And now I'm going to leave that for another 5 minutes as the neutraliser works on the hair. Once those 5 minutes are up, I will take the rollers out and apply the rest of the neutraliser. I will then massage it through the hair, get a bit of foam to it, give the curl a bit of movement, and then from there I will then rinse it for another 5 minutes and apply the conditioner that will close down the cuticle. Right, okay, so I've taken the rollers out at the basin, so haven't rinsed it at all. I'm adding my rest of my neutraliser now to the hair with no rollers in. So I'm just lifting the hair into the neutraliser as I'm doing this. I can feel that it's getting distributed really nicely then. And I'm just sort of scrunching that curl within the hair. So from here I'm literally just going to because it's a doll's head, I don't want to over emulsify it because, as we know, they just knot. So I'm just going to go as the hair's naturally falling. I'm literally just going to leave that now. So your client would obviously be at the basin at this point. It would all be dripping into the basin rather than the floor. But because this is a doll's head and I'm in my home salon, I'm not that fussy. Right then, so another 5 minutes, and I will then rinse that for 5, put a load of conditioner on, seal everything in, and then I will start recording again so you can see the results. Just going to wipe my hands, but I'm quite happy with how it's curled. Right then, so I have rinsed all the neutraliser out of the hair, put the conditioner on, given it a really good massage, and then rinse that out as well. So I tried to take 5 minutes on every step. So what I don't want to do is massively over comb the curl out, but obviously we want to comb it through a little bit. Make sure there's no knots in there. I'm not going in too heavy-handed. I'm just getting all the knots out. So as this is being combed through, what you can start to see is the texture of the curl and how that's different. And that is obviously achieved by the 2 different size rollers. The other thing that you can see is sometimes when you take out sort of a classic wind perm, that everything is solid and straight across the head, is lines, especially in sort of older people with very fine hair. And by weaving it, we've got no lines left through the hair at all. It's all just come together really nicely by giving it that woven motion. So again, when you're advising your clients of aftercare for the perm, I don't ever sort of like to say for them to put in too much product into their hair, because the longer they leave it, 48 to 72 hours really, before they wash it again. So we just want to go in with a light bit of product. So I'm just going to scrunch a very soft light mousse through the hair, and then I'm just going to diffuse it off slightly. Again, I don't want to over dry it and cause it to frizz at all. So once it's completely dry, I will show you the result. Right then, so I have, instead of using a mousse, I used a setting blow dry spray, so it wasn't too sticky or heavy in the hair. I've then gone through and really lightly diffused the hair. I've left it probably about between 20 and 25% damp, and then I have just scrunched a nice oil through the hair, just to give it a bit of moisture and separation. So this is the finished result. So I'm just going to grab the camera and give you a 360 of the head. So here we are, to give you a 360 so you can see the texture of the curl. Okay, I'm just going to show you how it sits through the top. And again, like I was explaining, we haven't got any of these heavy perm rod lines across the hair because we wove it, and then we've got really nice body and texture through there by having the looser curl and the slightly tighter curl between the two different perm rods. And that's our finished result. There we go. Thank you, everybody.